Good evening, everybody. This will be the second part of part two. Okay, talking about neutralizing toxins, Dmso, and I'm going to be talking about a few different things here. But I thought I'd read you this insert that comes with the BUG-ZAPPer, Bug Mini-Zapper. It says. Works great for fire ants, mosquitoes, spiders, bees, wasps, scorpions, you name it. Scorpions is one I didn't mention earlier. The simple device operates on a principle known for years. A high voltage, low current, pulsating DC charge applied to the sting or bitten area of the skin will neutralize the toxin. Place ring flat on attached area. Press red button 5 or 6 times, and you should see pain, itching, that it should subside almost immediately. Repeat the treatment in 3 minutes if discomfort is not completely relieved. The beauty of this treatment is threefold. First of all, it does not break the skin, no possibility of blood infection, cannot be overdone, no side effects whatsoever, and it works. So this guy is a missionary that's been, like I said earlier, I think he made over 20,000 of these Mini-Zappers back in North Carolina, and with great success. And I got the batteries for this, but basically it's, as you can see, you would same thing, just apply right here. But this one hurts a little bit more. This one, like I said, you would use if you got bit by a rattlesnake, water moccasin, maybe a black widow, something that would be maybe more life-threatening. And you should see great results with that. The next thing I'm going to be talking about here is going to be Dmso, which, if you can see it here, Dmso stands for dimethyl sulfoxide. This stuff is nothing short of remarkable. It's one of my favorite things that I've come across in the last several years. This one book here, it's called Dmso, Nature's Healer by Dr. Morton Walker. This is one book that I read. It's a few hundred pages. Dynamite book. Now, I'm not a doctor, but this was written by a doctor and has hundreds of, actually hundreds or thousands of eyewitness testimony of the benefits of Dmso, dimethyl sulfoxide. Basically what it is it's a liquid that is derived from trees, and kind of like I don't know what you call it, like say an oil base or whatever, but it's derived from trees, and it can be taken, or depending on the form you buy it in, it can be taken orally, or it can be taken, like in this sense, as a cream, where you just take the cream and you apply it on the skin. Now this Dmso, the one that I recommend, and I've tried a few different ones, but the best is dimethyl sulfoxide, and it's 70% Dmso, 30% aloe vera, and it's rose scented. The rose scent, the only real side effect, sometimes they say it's 10 times, according to Dr. Morton Walker, it's 10 times safer than aspirin. If you ever have, I haven't really had any side effects from it, really. If you have any side effects, it would be mild red skin irritation, or it kind of gives out a garlic or bad breath that kind of smells. And that's why I highly recommend the rose scent, because the rose scent literally will mask and hide about 95% of the smell, so that you almost don't notice any ill smell of it at all. I mean, it's very minor. And that's, if it all depends on how much you're putting on. If you're putting tons on every day, the more you put on, the more you might notice it. But the rose scent really does hide it. Now, what this stuff is amazing for, absolutely, utterly amazing, is it's phenomenal for arthritis, any kind of inflammation or swelling. I got my other one here. Shoot, I got the wrong one. But it like as one example, my nephew sprained his ankle really bad, and it's a shame because they don't use this in the NBA or professional athletes, at least not to my knowledge. Now they used to back in the 70s, and if you wanted to check out, you can actually type in Dmso in 60 Minutes. It was on 60 Minutes maybe 20 years ago. There's a 15-minute segment. Basically, in a simple nutshell, the FDA didn't want to have anything to do with the product simply because since there was such a high amount of it that can be derived from trees and it can be done at a very cheap rate, um, they didn't have any interest in it because it wasn't something that they could patent and then own the rights to and then charge you $1,000 a bottle. It all boiled down to the love of money and greed is really what it boils down to. For example, like a bottle of this, for 20 or 25 bucks would probably last you, 4 months, depending on how often you take it. But basically, what it does is it bonds to, like, let's say you sprained your ankle really bad playing basketball. What it'll do is you rub the cream into your ankle, it'll bond to the fluid, and it flushes that fluid right out of the body, okay, and reduces that inflammation, the swelling. It also has properties in it that block pain sensors, so it dramatically reduces the pain so that you have very little discomfort or pain at all. And then the third thing is it stimulates blood flow, which will help stimulate healing, and your recovery is a lot faster. So, for example, something where using this product of Dmso, if you were to severely sprain your ankle, you might be able to recover within 2 to 3 days. That could take you a month or more. My experience with the Dmso is your recovery is about 10 times faster than anything I've ever seen. I mean, it makes icy hot look like, makes it a joke. I mean, icy hot and a lot of this other stuff that's out there to reduce swelling and stuff like that is nowhere near the effectiveness of Dmso. In fact, now you can get Dmso at the Vitamin Cottage right now, if you have one of those stores nearby. Costs more there, obviously, but anyhow, my main intent here is not any interest in selling anything. My main intentions here is just I want to get the information out to people so that people can benefit and receive the benefits that I've received. This book was how I came across this one was reading Kevin Trudeau's book Natural Cures that they don't want you to know about. And this was mentioned in his book. It's also mentioned in natural health books and various things like that. And so I started researching and doing a little bit more extensive research on it, and was tremendously blessed by the benefits of Dmso. So I have to tell you the story, but I'm going to have to continue it into the next section about the story of, and I can give you numerous examples of people receiving miraculous benefits from Dmso. So I'll carry that into the next section and tell you about some awesome benefits people received from Dmso. Thank you so much.